Yeah, let's give like 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. We cool with that?
Sorry, Justin, I did have you try to stream.
It's all good.
It's all good. Next second, sure. Is it on? It's on there now.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, here it comes.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm glad we can use it.
He stepped up to the engine director. Yeah, so it's kind of things just temporarily shifted around, but they're all doing great. She was basically lent to us and actually part of the Sears team. And so she kind of, I think she's reverted back to his team now that we've hired full time.
How you guys going?
Hey, good evening.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so she just, her term ended a week or so ago. Yeah. We've been making a lot of, we've been trying to make a lot of changes in how the department runs and programs and things. So trying to get in shape.
I peeked down the stairs. It looks like we're
Good evening. How you guys doing? All is well. My name is Dakeem Williams. I am a board member for the Chester Block Captain Committee. We are the founding board members. A part of the board committee is Haley Jarena, Michael Lewis, and our intern, Daniela Tradman, the amazing intern. We're going to go straight up. If anybody needs to get in touch with us, please visit our Facebook page, and we'll give that all to you within the time being here. This is a pretty good disclaimer here. We are not city council members, government officials, or neighborhood watch programs. I want to make that very clear. We do not go out and go find the bad guy. We go out and make sure that the city is better looking. We do not make policies, but we can advocate for neighbors. So we are a neighborhood. So we are here for you to argue, yell, and fuss and fight with the mayor and city council to make sure that you have what's best for your community and beautifying it. Our focus is on grassroots actions and not political decision making, meaning we cannot go out there and change the laws, but we can advocate to make sure the laws are changed and better for you and the community. Keep Delco beautiful. I'll make this very clear. We just had an event probably about a couple weeks ago in Sun Village. It was our big giant event. We had great partnerships, Delaware County, Chester City, a lot of nonprofit organizations, and we were able to go out there and clean up the community. One big thing I like about it is that we was able to bring the youth and along with that, other partnerships in there. And that's one big part about our program is making sure that we have everybody involved, not just our community partners, but along with the youth and business partners. We're good? Nope. Another big effort we just did, really big effort. We were part of cleaning up big parts of the community. I know you guys saw that big on TV. It was also on the news, along with the mayor putting that out there. That's part of our program, keeping Chester beautiful, along with our Chester Block Captain program. We are cleaning up the streets, make sure vehicles and all the non-necessary stuff is cleaned up in the community. Good?
Can we get
Yeah, let me let Haley hop on now. This is the best part where she takes over and she's going to explain and dissect the more part of this program.
I'm just wordier and shorter, so, okay. So we kind of hijacked to Keep Delco Beautiful's event at Sun Village Park as our launching point for our Summer City cleanup series, and we will be having our first independently run block captain cleanup in celebration of Earth Day, the Saturday after Earth Day, which is April 22nd. That Saturday is April 26th. We'll be outside of Chester High. It's open entirely to the public, to folks who are here, to folks who are home, to folks in the community, outside of the community, anyone who wants to get involved and kind of clean up that area. Somebody gave me a quote, and I'm not sure who it was, but I'm going to steal it, that it was clean streets, clean minds, and I really like that idea for around, it might have came from you. No? Okay. I saw you nodding emphatically, and I'm like, it sounds like he supports his own idea. So I loved that idea, especially outside of the high school. So many kids walk those streets every single day just to, get to class. So to start, we thought that would be a really great central kind of starting point to gather folks and start our local beautification efforts and kind of show the city and the surrounding area that we do care about it. And, we're starting in a place that's very central and visual to everyone. So tell your friends to tell their friends to come out and help us clean up the area and around Chester High on the 26th. That's the weekend after Easter as well. Moving forward, every month, like I said, we're kicking off this as a series. So every month, the last Saturday of the month will be a cleanup somewhere in the neighborhood. We had originally, in our committee meetings, thought that we were going to list out the locations that we were going to tackle throughout the summer, so everyone kind of had an idea. But we pivoted because we really want to hear from the block captain committee, the people who are putting in the efforts to attend these things, to make sure that we are also focusing on their neighborhoods specifically, so that it's not just everyone else who's benefiting from the fruits of their labor, but you can actually see and feel the tangible change in your own backyard, literally. Front yards, mostly. So yeah, you can mark your calendars for that entire thing. We'll run through at least September. We're hoping to kind of culminate with a citywide effort there, but we'll see how the summer plays out, but we'll be there every month. So, and keeping you guys posted on the locations as they arise. Next slide. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just give a shout out to TNT is donating a dumpster for us for that event. So I just want to make sure they get a little shout out there. Chris Lamb, a local firefighter, has partnered with us to make sure that we have a dumpster available to dispose of our trash. So big shout out to them for making it possible. We want to do some more as the block captain program to help get information. We've got, we're kind of a two-armed approach. One of them is beautification efforts, where we're going to do these cleanups and whatnot. But the other one is disseminating information that comes from the city. So where and when are city decisions made? City council meetings. So as our three-person committee, we have made a committed effort to at least have one of us in attendance at the council meetings, so that way we're able to represent and pass along information that comes up here. Also, again, promote the events that are happening. We're also going to get we're going to trial, I'm not going to commit formally, but we are trialing a summary system of what exactly happens in city council meetings. A lot of times you guys will hear, this happened, and a lot of folks didn't even know that it was up as a resolution. So we don't know sometimes until things have already been decided that we're upset about it. We've had some contention in our recent council meetings, and I think some of that, if the public was informed before those decisions were made, we may have been able to elicit feedback that would have prevented some of those things, and we could be more proactive instead of reactive. So we just want to make sure that these were communicated. They're also available online. The city did a really good job at making sure that all of them for the year are listed. So alas, there they are. Also, actually, me and Daniela were talking about it earlier today. The city's website does list all of the events that are going on, and they have it listed with up to and including the flyers. So we didn't want to recreate the wheel, but just to show you guys some of the upcoming events that are happening through the city in terms of helping to get the word out about those things. There is so much. There's a tree planting that's going on tomorrow. On Saturday is the city's Easter egg hunt. There's a weekly grief sharing group that happens on Mondays at 12:30 here. We've got the deliberative meeting on there. We've got the regular council meeting on there. And then, of course, our cleanup at the end of the month. So we'd like to just kind of share this as a brief overview in our meetings like this moving forward so that they're communicated to the community. And you can always reach out to us. If I just mentioned something that sounded really cool and you can't find the flyer yourself, find us some way, somehow, and we'll be able to get you guys that information so that you can spread it along further. Big thank you. I should have thanked you guys when I got up here. Thank you guys so much for coming out and participating in this and just showing some interest. So we just wanted to give it a quick thanks. I think the next slide is our contact info. Can you just throw that?
Yeah, our next one is contact. At this time, we want to take questions from the people out here. If you have any questions, concerns, I know we got a lot of strange face looking. Please be open about the questions. We're here to answer the questions, and if you have them, please say them. You can say it private to us, you can say it now.
I feel like I could have taken a couple more breaths while I was talking to you guys. But it is a lot of information, and I didn't want to go too long. But yeah, so any questions about like what we've got going on, any suggestions of what you guys are curious to see, what you thought this meeting would be, what you would like to see in our next meetings. Like this is only our second meeting outside of our general information session the last time around. So this program is really still being developed. We are still kind of, bending to the wind and trying to better understand how we can be of best service. Yes.
Okay, block cap. Well, I live on a block.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a block across the street from me, that right corner there. Now, this is a person from each block, or me being interested with 3 blocks, 4 blocks, see? Because some communities are very tight, okay? Very tight. And then you have some that aren't.
Yeah, of course.
So when you have an interest and you got 2, 3, 4 blocks where everybody knows everybody pretty much, and I say this because just from being around for a day or two, the more mature people on the blocks have a different perspective.
For sure, definitely.
Okay? And the interest can be a little different too. So I'm going to get back to you. So if I'm in the 800 block, per se, even side, odd side, am I going to, if I've got interest in 3 blocks up, or, see, the thing is are we going to be going from door to door, introducing ourselves and saying, hey, I'm the block captain for such and such? Is it that type of, or are we trying to work our way into getting some sort of understanding as far as what the role will be?
Sure. So we probably should have reiterated some of the information that was covered in our information session last week. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I'm saying in hindsight, that should have been in our intro as well. So block captains right now, as we are just kind of getting started. It would be unreasonable to expect that the entire city is going to have a designated block captain kind of right off the bat, right? The way we really have framed it is that you are kind of taking the initiative to take direction in your local area. So right now we have these community cleanups because right now we're really trying to build essentially our network of folks, showing folks that we are out here, that we exist, that we are going to be organizing efforts. And then we're working up to, once we have enough folks who are interested, having these more targeted approaches. We had a really good idea, and these are, again, just all kind of spitball ideas, because that's what this meeting is about, pitching things and seeing what sticks and what lands, but like a porch decorating contest in which you can get your fellow folks around to clean up their yards, decorate their porch for a holiday of some sort, and perhaps, reward prizes, something like that. There were some other initiatives that some of the other Keep Pennsylvania affiliates are doing like a 2-minute Tuesday where everybody comes out for 2 minutes at 6 o'clock and just picks up the trash right in front of their house. There are some neighborhoods that already do that. There are some homeowners that already do that, absolutely.
And I want to make this clear. We're not the only program in here. Like you have programs in Delco. We just now getting on board to these programs that are getting here. So we just we're new to this program. But if you go outside this community, they literally got this all the way completely set. You know what I mean? So we're fairly new to it. So we're still learning the information of what we can do and who we're meeting and who we communicating with. But we still, like I said, we not 100% with the acknowledgement of it. We're still new to it. We're meeting with other communities to make sure that, we're connecting the right way.
I only ask you, but I'm not trying to make any comparison. Just trying to see where we're from.
I'll just let you know that we're still new to it too. So when we're going and we finding new ideas for the community, we're asking you guys for input too, because we're not, it's not a dictatorship for me, or us.
Does that provide some clarity? Do you have any additional questions? Can you also hand the microphone around? Oh, it's just so that when it's being recorded, it doesn't get picked up. So it does feel very formal, though, I will say.
So, from what you said, do I have it correct that you're saying it's up to each individual as to whether or not they want, in their neighborhood, whether or not they want to handle just their block, which is on their side of the street and perhaps across the street, or are you saying more? I'm still not clear.
I would like, so the best way I think to describe it is that it's not, nobody is held to a certain standard of you must have both sides of your block handled in order to be a block captain person. Like there's no strict regimen that you have to follow or adhere to. I think, almost to this gentleman's point, each neighborhood is different, and there are some people who are connected. Their cousin lives on this block, and their aunt lives around the corner, and their grandma lives on the other side, and they can cover a whole network, with enough interest, or a whole neighborhood on their own. There's going to be other folks who are just really adamant that, when their friends come over and visit their house, that just in front of their little block is there. We don't want to tell anyone that any effort is too small, but we also don't want to limit anybody to say that you can only work and operate on this thing. Because at the end of the day, this is a citywide effort, and the more area that we can cover, absolutely, but we are never going to say you only want to do your house. Well, your house wouldn't feel like a block captain, but yeah, like your general area.
If you have 5 houses on one side, and let's say the other 5 on the other side, and you want to cover that territory, is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as, well, we would obviously ask if we're doing like a community cleanup or whatnot to avoid people's lawns and that sort of thing from like a legal aspect, but you also think the more people who get involved and directly change their immediate area, the worse the places around them that don't do it. So it really is kind of this contagious thing, especially like in comparison. If we're, right now, we have a culture of litter. Frankly, it just is it's the state of our city, is that it's very just common to see folks throw stuff out their window in the car while they're driving. So it's not even necessarily the people in that neighborhood who are, contributing to the litter, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't make it any less of a problem. So we're hoping that even if we're starting out patchy, we're still making progress. Baby steps are still steps in the right direction. So hopefully that kind of energy gets a little bit, gets enthusiasm behind it and gets momentum. And we're hoping that the more that people see us, which is why we chose Chester High for the first one, where we're going to see kids walking through the neighborhoods that we're cleaning up, that instills a sense of pride. Like our neighborhoods could look like this, yeah, and then it just brings in, it's a chain effect. So we're just hoping to be one little link in that, but not responsible for solving the whole problem. It's just not reasonable.
May I ask another question?
Of course.
That is, who handles the businesses in the community? Because some of us live in areas where you have stores, gas stations, etc. So who handles that? Who's responsible for ensuring that these areas are kept clean?
I mean, I would argue that to some extent it would be the city or trash management, streets, somebody like that of we're just trying to show some initiative. Not, again, we're not going to solve all of the city's problems through this programming. We're just trying to do our little part to help. Again, almost depending to how big our network of people who are tidying up our streets goes, we'll just expand our reach in there. So like, yes, there are always going to be some negligent storefront owners. There's always going to be some slumlords in Chester who don't care about their dilapidating properties. But if we as neighbors, there's enough of us, and there are a handful of folks who may not be interested in the block captain program, but are interested in volunteering at our cleanup events, whether it's because they're not Chester residents or whether it's because they are but don't want to make a formal commitment or something like that. So there will be extra hands on deck, so to speak, and some folks that don't even really have a personal stake in it because we're not working directly in their area. So they might be more inclined to clean up a space that somebody's not already cleaning up if you're in front of your house and nobody's out for your neighbor. Sure.
So are we only focusing on the cleaning part? Isn't that like, we not here? So we only focusing on cleaning up the street?
So as the block captain committee, or as the block captain program, our two interests are beautification and disseminating city information and bringing the information back to the city. So depending on what you're interested in, you can let me know what your question is and I can tell you if it's suitable for here. I'd be happy to.
So we are here, we're focused on the beautification of our block, and also, we have a parking issue on our block.
So that's, you know I want this. So that's our concern for our block. And I think the answer for these two people is we know our neighbors, and I knock on their doors so that they will know me too. So in coming here and taking a stance on being the block captain is solely because we are neighbors. It's not just me living here, it's you too. So when we get outside and clean up, everybody comes outside and clean up. I'm not asking you, you're gonna see it, we're gonna do it. And we put notices in the doors too. So, but we need help with beautification. That's our issue.
When you say beautification, like what are you meaning by that?
I don't know, people just need more flowers in front of their house. Not this lady right here. She does hers on her own. But no, like we need, like, so we have renters now on our block, and they don't quite know what to do with their gardens and things like that. Like we need help like that. We have someone who comes up, and he's outside right now cleaning, and he will clean all the way up into the Dollar General, which is Edgemont Avenue, all the way around to 9th Street. So we don't have that issue on our street. We don't define our block by the odds or the even. It's just one street for us. It's one block for us. And so we are our own little community. Our issues aren't that. So I just wanted to make sure that it was going to be a beautification part and not just a cleanup, because we don't have that.
Well, so that is kind of a complicated question in that beautification is very broad, so thank you for asking for like kind of specifications on that. Our initial efforts right now as we launch, understand we can't tackle everything all at once, and we need to build a foundation and we need to start somewhere. So for us to, our coverage of the city is not such that under our current block captain program that just started a month ago, we don't have the coverage right now to be in every single person's neighborhood. We are essentially recruiting block captains for that sort of feedback and for that sort of assistance. So at the Sun Village cleanup that we had, there was a local group there that was talking about, about gardening. They were there to share information about how you build your own garden in your backyard. I don't know if they had definitely had flower seeds that were out there. I'm sure they're running some sort of education events on how you can do that. We're happy to recruit some sort of partnerships and work on that with you to see if there's some sort of provider that we can partner up with or some other org that can be a resource in the city to do more specific things on that. Right now, we can't focus on putting flowers in front of some people's houses when kids are walking over broken glass on their way to school. So we're kind of just in this triage at this moment where we're kind of tackling what we can make the biggest change in first and kind of disseminating out from there, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying that, no, we can't do that. We can't at this very second. I don't have a resource available to you. But as our program grows, that would be something that we would love to be able to recruit some partners with or for, but it would just take some time. So immediately my answer would be, we don't have anything like that right now, but we would love to be able to get to the point where we're able to do something like that, for sure.
We gotta go to the people first for us to go off. It's like so many tons of nonprofits and so many tons of state legal things that we can get through, but we need people to get it for us to get that happen.
If you really like growing flowers and you're really good at it, we can have you as a special speaker at one of these to provide information to folks. Like that, I'm just saying, hey, you want to get the information out? Let's do it. Like, but for example, yeah.
Okay, so me growing up on the same street, we had block captains already. So I didn't know this was a new program. I'm just getting into the point where, I think our original block captain is a little older, so she no longer
is able to come out to the meetings and make the decisions. Because we had Block Beautification Day, they took tires and made them into flower pots and things like that. We have cleanup day on West 8th Street, so we don't have the issues that you're speaking of. But so when I called my neighbor up and said we was going to the block captain meeting, I assumed that this was already a program that was already together. So now we're here for the benefits of the program. The cleaning part, we already do that with 15 other programs throughout the city. So that's why I asked the question. I didn't know that this was a new program, not the same program.
Yeah, we're through the city. We have an affiliation called Keep Chester City Beautiful. That's under Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. So we will be applying for, and just did our first application for very small funding to help us with supplies and that sort of thing. Again, our launching program is this summer cleanup series. That's kind of going to be our focus through the end of the warm months while we're hoping too that this builds that network so that we can have that kind of feedback. I would love to speak with you more outside of this meeting to see what was working for you guys, because it sounds like whatever you guys were running informally was really effective. So I would love to be able to kind of exchange best practices there, what's working for you guys, what your ideas are that you haven't been able to get off the ground on your own, to see what can be done. Because again, like Daki mentioned, there are so many local nonprofits, there are so many people who want to do better, and we're all just kind of disjointed a little bit. So being able to kind of be under this city connector, yeah, will bring us a lot. We'll be able to bring a lot more resources together all at once. Because that's usually what it comes down to, honestly, is just the money. Is where do we get the money? To be able to pay either for services, whether it's education about certain things or certain topics, or the physical supplies. But that's usually what it comes down to. So, please.
Now it's on. I was just going to say, I mean, what is happening on your block sounds like what we'd love to see happening on blocks like all across the city. I think, you know, we talked to the mayor had a lot of meetings talking to people about cleaning up and beautification in the city. And there are a lot of people who essentially are block captains on their blocks, but I think they have felt kind of alone and unsupported. Like, is anyone else cleaning up? Does anyone care? Is anyone going to help me? And I think part of the benefit of this program, like you just said, is helping us come together and realize that there are actually a lot of people that do care, that are doing the work, and we can make it like fun and positive and a community thing, and hopefully build those communities of caring like across the city, in addition to being able to kind of, you know, get more resources and do things that are bigger across the city. So I think we could learn a lot from what you guys have going on. A couple other thoughts that I just had from what you were sharing too is, I know that you guys are working on, as we have block captains apply, kind of mapping that out and seeing where do we have official block captains. And, you know, once we have that map, you'll be able to have a sense of how close or distant other block captains might be. And I'd imagine that might help you think a little bit about what your territory might be at that time. Hopefully, like they're saying, the longer we do this, the more block captains we'll have, and the more very localized you'll be able to be with your neighbors. And then one other thing I was thinking of is part of our partnership with Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful. They're going to actually give us signs for block captains who adopt their blocks, and it'll say, Keep Chester Beautiful, and it could actually have your name on it or something like that. Like this area is adopted by so-and-so, just as a way of really marking that someone is taking care of this block, and we care about what it looks like on this block. So we're looking forward to that. And actually, sorry, one more thing. In response to the question about businesses, I was talking with Ms. Pat earlier that we are hiring a new community and economic development director in the city who's starting next month. And part of that person's task is to interface with businesses a lot more. And one of the things that Mayor Roots really wants to see is businesses giving back a lot more to the city, just from the basic thing of even just cleaning up your area, And so we're going to be, from the city side, trying to engage a lot more with business owners and get them engaged with what we're trying to do in terms of, the renewal of the city. So those are just a couple thoughts I felt that I could offer from the city side.
I just wanted to add too, our final cleanup, our goal is to make it a citywide cleanup where it's not one central location, where it's all the people that we've connected with throughout the summer, through the warm months, especially the folks who are literally showing up and putting in the effort. But making sure that, we're hoping to expand that coverage the more we expand the network. So as we have these events, we're hoping that our September final cleanup will be more localized, and we'll have obviously all the data of folks who signed up, of folks who are interested in block captains, folks who became block captains, all that stuff, and it'll be more localized hopefully as it grows. Right now we're casting a very wide net, and we'll see what we catch.
Another question I have, for your event at Chester High, you're asking if we should come, will you have the tools to do the picking?
Go ahead.
Yes, we have a supplies list that we're gathering together based off our initial cleanup at Sun Village Park. That gave us a good layout. What we need the day of. How can we best support those that are coming out so you're not putting yourself in these type of situations where you're picking up with your bare hands, and also kids, not picking up paraphernalia, wrapping glass, things of that nature. So we need adults with a president that can identify these things so kids could come to, because we can do this, but this isn't just the community. Again, members already been doing this for years. We have to listen to the folks that have been doing this, get some insight, because we're young and we're trying to get this going in support of what the effort's already been well before we create this committee. So, yeah, we are working on supplies, make sure you're fully equipped. Some people, I'm sure, I made some funny phone calls and people are saying, no, I have my own supplies. I just want more people to come out and help. So we have a lot of different angles, a lot of different perspectives on what it can be and what we should look like, and we as a group can all come up with a layout of how we could benefit many of our needs and satisfying the minimal requirements that they have for us for the state. To keep us recognized at the state level is so minimal that this could have been happening long ago, but it just took somebody to organize everything, to support those people that do the work. So my phone calls is about getting those people that do the work already. Let's recognize them and use what you have in your wheelhouse that can support organization, churches. We all built a network, whether during your time you was in Chester you built your network or you came with your network already. So that helps build a wider net and let us expand faster and scale, hopefully to just doing beyond just, what we can do right now this year.
My son will be at our cleanup. He's 5. My mom will be here. She's 51. Don't tell her I told you. But, so everybody is welcome, for sure. And we'll make sure everybody's got the tools and safety things that they need, first aid on hand, all of those things.
And I'd like to talk to you more about the beautification for your neighbor that you mentioned. I have a green thumb, and I have time. I don't mind getting dirty. If you get the seeds, yeah, we could join forces and find a way to let them know, like, hey, this is our effort. 4-H for the summer. The high school has one. Sep- Okay. And
Something you gotta just do within your own community, and that's what we're gonna do. We have about 50 extended on our street.
and you're on the east side, right?
No, 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 on the first block of the street.
First block of West 8th.
Yeah, the whole
I'm sorry. Holy City, thank you. Okay. I'm from Chester, but sometimes when you get to some of the streets, it's like, where?
We don't really have, my thing is like, some houses we can tell them own, we can tell them let. And,
Mm-hmm.
so we came to communication department. I've been, just start some cleanup. So we have the parking issue, that's our biggest one.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, fine. But that's my issue.
you know,
But,
I don't have a
no,
parking.
no, 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 no. Well, you know, I do. I'm not all three departments.
Yeah. Nope.
I understand it's a public street, however, okay, however, when you got one house, you got one house with six vehicles, and two of them are broken down, sitting on the street. Those type of things.
So I will plug, we put it in our slideshow that the city has been, I don't know.
Right, so I get the city cleaned up with the cars, so this is like one of the issues that we're having within our community. So I don't have an issue with a parking space. My parking space is gonna be there when I leave and come back and in between, right? But you got, it's right now, today, it's a guy, he has broke down car in front of his house, which is his wife's car. He has two cars parked on my side of the street, which I'm gonna make him move tonight. But then they're gonna double park in the middle of the street. And then our issue is we have a turnaround at the bottom of the street. And our turnaround, you can't turn around at the bottom of the street because they have cars parked in the cul-de-sac. Yes, so they have cars parked in the cul-de-sac. Now, I done had them towed once, but I think I did it illegally, so you know. But I had them towed because they shouldn't be there, and they're parked there for days, right?
Thank you, Auntie.
Right. So they're parked there for days at a time, right? But
They double park.
days at a time. So the other day, Officer Ross and them came and told some of the cars that were double parked in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to control that. The trash pickup, if you're not gonna clean up in front of your house, sweetie, I'm gonna make sure the trash is in front of your house. Cause at this point, like, you're making all of us look bad. So I just have a conversation with them, like, I don't care what the inside of your house looks like, but you're not gonna make the outside look bad. And all the kids like gravitate to the front of my house. So Mr. Kurt is out there cleaning up for like 45 minutes. I can tell.
I don't know. Maybe we have to put a no double parking solicit law, and I don't know, Justin, about that.
What comes from something like this is, what can come from something like this is, it grows, okay? That's what takes place, because we have similar issues. And as this continues to grow and we get to know each other more, all right, and now we unify behind it. So when these things are presented to the people that sit up there, which has been ongoing, all right, it will be addressed sooner, and I think it'll be addressed even faster because of this.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the part of the
because they're
And invite your neighbors to come to the meeting.
what, and
I
also
seen it on Facebook and I called her like, once or twice.
here we are.
You know,
We always have snacks. I make it a point, we will always have snacks here.
social media, I saw it on social media. I would have noticed it faster if it was on the news.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
Good point. Good, yeah, good. Because I'm not on social media every day.
Or national email that we send out.
So everybody don't have email either.
Yeah.
Miss Jerry's 95 years old on my block. She's not on social media, nor is she checking her emails. You put it in her mailbox though, she's opening everybody's mail, you know? So it is that if I would have got it out the mailbox, I would have knew way before it was posted on social media because I've read it, a piece of paper opposed to, why am I scrolling through social media when I'm supposed to be at work? And I'm sorry, I didn't laugh at you, so I'm a business owner.
No, you're fine.
I'm a business
I'm
owner.
sure you're great, so.
Well, I'm trying to be. So I'm a business owner. I own a restaurant Thanks for saying that, Rick. I appreciate that. So, I own Nerds, right? And people walk there all day long and they're throwing the trash out there. And then we have someone that comes out there and cleans it up. And we have a trash can out there, but they don't care about that. But when you said give back, right, I found that funny because I give back, right? Because this is my community, but it's not their community that comes in here that has these businesses. So they're not gonna give back. They put a trash can outside, they don't even empty. And no one holds them accountable for it. If you say something to them, they tell you just don't worry about it, like mind your business or anything of the sort, but it's not their community. When you go to their community, though, it's their money.
Yeah.
But there's a way to address that through this group and others. We did, well, I'm an eyes and ears.
Right.
In eyes and ears. So, I report, okay, and by having backup, more backup, then it's going to be amplified.
Yeah, and I just wanted to piggyback off what you're saying because I think that is one of the real benefits and points of the Block Captain program. I mean, we started off saying it's not a neighborhood watch program, so we're not trying to have you guys put yourselves in danger or looking out for like crime or something like that. But, you know, if you see like, hey, there's illegal vehicles or abandoned vehicles parked on my street, or hey, somebody just dumped something down in the alleyway, right now residents really don't report a lot of these things to us, but they see it and they don't like it, but we're not hearing from them. So one of the things that you guys can do as block captains, as you're talking with your neighbors, hearing the things that they're concerned about or these issues that you're having, like parking, dumping, whatever, you can feed that up through the block captain committee directly to mayor and council. And in a way sort of funnel things up from the neighborhoods to mayor and council so that we can be more responsive to what needs to happen out there from a like cleaning things up and getting things in order type of perspective. So again, I'm not talking crime, you know, tell the police that, whatever, but in terms of cleaning things up, like that is going to be, from a communication standpoint, I think you're right on it, one of the real benefits of this program.
Yeah. And we're in talks with 3 different departments for the city, L&I, Public Works, and the police department. So we're working every way, and streets, which is Public Works. We're working every way to get these cars off the street the way we could, possibly with the mayor and council.
One last comment on that. When it's reported, and you got a name, photographs of the vehicles. They ask you to send them the photographs of the vehicles. 4 months go by. Then you contact that same group, okay? I'm not bashing anybody, but it's the police department I'm speaking about, because that's who asked me to do this. 4 months later, I call them, hey, you know, these vehicles are still sitting out the back of my driveway. 3 of them. No tags, no stickers. And what the response that we get is, oh, well, you know, we're working on them as fast as we can. Family, it's been a year. It has been 1 year. Vehicle still sitting there. How do you explain that?
Well,
I know you don't have that answer. Okay.
her main situation is to work on it. So
Okay.
to make that clear, we have an interim police commissioner who her main possible job is to clear up the streets. That's her main job.
What I would like to say is that, to exactly the point that you're making, the more information and like, I'm a data girly through and through. I love documentation. I love things in writing. I love things in undisputable proof. I believe you. I almost don't want to market us this way, but our email account, it's not affiliated with the city intentionally. So it's a Gmail account that is accessible to us, and we relay information to the city as necessary. If you see my work email, there are 1,000 folders because everything has a specific place for it. The more documentation that we have on these issues kind of gives us a little bit more to bring and present to the city. Like, obviously they know on some level about these issues, but maybe not the specifics, or maybe it's getting neglected in one area so we can push somewhere else. But having all of those things, I've never been one to stay quiet about the things that I don't like, especially, I mean, promote what you love, don't spend time bashing what you hate, but like, I'm gonna try to fix whatever I can. So use our email address, use our social media as a dumping ground. Send us what you've got so that we've got more and more material. And that way, nobody's ever sitting on their hands saying, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to clean up the dump. Yep, you can call me, beat me if you want to reach me. So, yeah, definitely. Send us your stuff and we'll work at least with you. Obviously, we don't oversee these departments, so we can't make grown-ups do other things, but we'll put some pressure where we can. Right.
I'm giving an actual fact that this really took place.
That's unacceptable.
You didn't get the funds. I'm saying you didn't get the funds. So I'm understanding some stuff.
So the more, that's what I'm saying, the more we hear it from other people, the more we're able to document that some of these issues are going on, because I would imagine too that there are some things that don't leave their own departments. So it's not like it's making its way, and especially if, and I'm not saying that you're not, but there are a lot of people who have concerns about their things but don't know necessarily the right steps to take, or they get roadblocked through the bureaucracy of it all. Like, I'm happy to take that off of your hands and navigate it through the channels where it has to go as best as I can, of course. But there's power in the numbers. So the more we get people together on these collective efforts, we're able to do more.
I think we're all at a shared point where we all want to start seeing a resolve to the things we've been seeing for a long time. So that takes time. We need the voice to back us and support us, and also your rambunctious attitudes that will help, that's very infectious, that's going to get other people to want to join in because you're passionate about what you're speaking about. And you guys shared, it's a lot of people with the same, exactly the same stories. And we can mobilize amongst each other and try to find ways to put in programming, find ways to support, and keep it going long enough to have a benefit. Then we could actually start, seeing the change that we're looking for. Yes, so we can see the result. And because it's all very important. Some people just don't know how to get to this place right now just to even speak on it. So how do we be the voices for those people that can't get here? Business owner, with a homeowner. I don't know, I'm not in the interest, I was in the interest of owning in the city of Chester, but when I come to council and I hear all the stories, it's like, why? That's a good question, why not? Exactly. And this is something that I come to city council, I used to come, when I first got here, I wear a Philly shirt and say, I want to live, work, and play here, but I think many of you don't want to live, work, or play here, or know somebody that doesn't want to live, work, or play here. I put a stake in this. I said, if I'm gonna live here, I'm gonna do the best I can, get active. So I live downtown. My story is not the story of my cousins, my godbabies. They stepping out, their bus stop is not what a bus stop looked like for, what it used to look like for me. I just graduated in 2010. That wasn't too far ago. So we all have values, and we want other people to be able to grow up in a different space from what we see. So how we make a change on it? Keep coming to meetings. Also, not just coming to meetings is one thing, but putting action to it. And pretty much coming is the action that we need. Even us just showing up gave us access to technical support. Gave us a platform to now disseminate this to people that been doing this, don't got time to, but it's open to hear us out. That's a start. So we're very hopeful that with your stories, you keep sharing this, because this could be the reason that's going to help other people take a stake in it. Now, I like to just make things personal, and I don't want to seem like I'm just personally attacking anybody, because I do want to have personal conversations with you outside of this. There was a proposal that we consider a think tank to constantly have these talks, so the meetings could be specific to action. But we have think tanks where we actually discuss and brainstorm over solutions that's outside of the city scope but within our reach. To be determined. Hopefully we get to a point where we could, narrow something down. So meetings is about the action, and we still have the think tanks where we come and pull our results together that we found, whether 30 days or bi-weekly basis. You're pretty sure by canvassing people on your street, you're gonna come up with a lot of stories that's similar to what's happening on the next block or next neighborhood over. So I'm very hopeful, and I like that we have minds that are in place, and just what you want. You own a home, so you have a stake in this community. All right, now we want other people to consider them same thoughts. Even though you don't own, guess what? You still gotta live here. The kids gotta go to school. They gotta be able to wake up in the space, motivated to do their day. So this is what I'm hopeful for, and hopefully we all could get to a point where we can start developing our own programs to help snowball more of these initiatives outside of just our monthly planned cleanups. Because our state requirements is only 5 events, but our issue, we need way more than 5 events to solve it, right? So what could we do to do that together? It takes more. It takes our minds to do it. It takes our community to come together and do it. Sorry. See anything y'all love? Thank you.
I just feel like I love this city with all my heart and soul. I live here by choice, not by birth, not by force. I choose to live here. I choose to raise my son in this community. And unfortunately, there is a handful of folks that are really good at problem identifying, but really terrible at problem solving. So we're essentially looking for our block captains to be the accelerant on the solving, because even if you're just being the voice box for the folks on your street of hearing all their problems, unless they're brought to places where the action can be done, they're never going to get solved. So we're really trying to kind of serve as that central point where people can bring the problems, and then we can work all together collectively on a tangible solution, because we're all neighbors. I don't even care if you live on the west side and I live on the east side. You're still my neighbor. We share the same zip code. We're going to be running super far to the next closest hospital. We're all dealing with these same exact problems, regardless of which side you're on. But everyone here, yeah, we need to be working together to address those things. But we also need to be talking about these problems that we all have in common, and stop operating in silos when collectively we can do so much more. So. Exactly. Yep, we're all in it together, for real.
But we will follow up. If you filled out the sheet outside, there will be a follow-up email and conversations leading up to the event, as well as outside of that, because I do want to double back with many of you on your inputs. If you haven't shared, I'm sure you have an arsenal, a list of things that would be very beneficial to us. So I'm really looking forward to communicating with you all on what maybe you can do and what we can do to assist you in your effort. Yeah. Yes.
The first meeting that you had,
Yes.
did you follow up with the people that attended that?
Yes, so I did receive a lot of pushback saying that many people didn't. So when I did send my emails out for this meeting, I did give my regards. Sorry if you did not receive the email. And if you haven't received it, you should have. You have not, or a phone call directly from me? What's your last name? And you recall having a phone call with Michael Lewis? 1 of 12? Oh. Okay.
I know we got you to sign in for sure.
Yeah,
We'll
we got you to
definitely
sign
make
in for
we got
sure.
your info. No, that's good to know though.
That's good to know. Yeah, we want to be sure that we are following up, because we don't want to lose the few people that want to.
Because I come to speak out. And so the different handouts that they lay out there, I received those, and so that's how I found out. So I'll double check my number, but I did not receive those.
Yeah, I'll meet you after this. Make sure you're on the spreadsheet to make sure you will be contacted. Okay.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Thank you.
All hearts and minds.
Anyone else any questions? Anything you want to unload?
Yes.
I'm hanging out.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing from you all. Anything that comes to mind that didn't come to you tonight, you can message us on our social media platforms and email. We are actively in them, and we're here we want to build this. Thank you.
All right, hopefully we'll see